This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today we are going to talk about strategy number 40. And in previous classes, we have discussed about 10 and 11, how it behaves based upon my sales order, based upon my goods receipt, right? So first of all, we will go to display material or change material. So I guess FIORI tile is still not awake. Just taking some time. Okay. Fine. So our material that we are going to use is FIRT-MTS 40. So this is something which I have already created. So I'll go through this so that you understand what is maintained. More or less everything is same. Few things here and there. Sales is definitely there. MRP views, work scheduling view, accounting 1, costing 1 and 2. Okay, so basic data 1 is just like what we have maintained for our THAR. There is no change over here. Basic data 2, we don't have anything. Sales view, more or less same. There is no change. So I told you, if you're maintaining on your own end, make sure you're maintaining the loading group, because from this our shipping point is connected. So coming to MRP views, we are using PD, we are using EX on this. Procurement type is E, no backflush because this is a finished product. Production location is there. In-house time is 2 days. Now in MRP3 view, I have strategy 40 instead of 10 and 11, what we have seen in previous classes. And I also have a consumption mode and backward and forward consumption, which is in number of days. So 90 means 90 days. Okay. Now I wanted to show you this particular thing, how it impacts when we enter the PIR and when my sales order will be available with strategy 40. So I told you sales order does play an important role if I'm using strategy 40. Okay, so I told you if I have PIR of 100 and if I get a sales order, then automatically this PIR will be consumed by 50 quantity, not reduced. Okay, and those things we need to see how my system behaves. I will open one more screen. Stock requirement. I'll give my material, click on continue. So I have a stock of 120 over here. Okay, I can make this as 0 and we can discuss as in what example we have taken over here, or I can leave my stock and then I can do that. But in order for you to understand this particular example, let us make this as 0. Okay, so I'll use SAP GUI I can go to Migo, goods issue other 561. We are loading the stock. That means we are adding the stock. So with 562, I can also remove my stocks. Quantity is 120. It will be stored under 1710 plant and 171A location. Click on check. Okay, because I have opened the material master. Now this has been removed. Let me refresh. Oh, it has added. Maybe. How is that possible? Let me try once again. For quantity now 240, 562, plant 1710, 171A. Check, post. Right, so now it has removed. Ideally it should remove, I don't know why it added. So okay, so what I was supposed to tell you about that, I would enter my PIR over here, the demand from MD61, and then we want to bring in few sales orders. Okay, so let us enter the demand first, and then I will do some changes which will help you to understand exactly what is going on with those consumption indicator. I'll go to maintain PIRs. I'll give my material. Go to create. Now it is VSF. So in the past, what we have seen LSF, we have seen BSF, and now we are looking at VSF, which is strategy 40. Now we are in July month, right? But let me enter the demand in the month of August. Okay, so I'm entering 100 quantities in the month of August and save it. Let me refresh my screen of MD04 or stock requirement list. I see there is a demand of 100 quantity, right? Now I have to go and change material because I have given 90 days that it will look forward, and it will also look 90 days in the backward. So right now what I have done, I have entered a demand which is just 30 days in forward period. Okay, right now I'm in July. I have entered in the month of August. So if I do not maintain those indicators, what will happen, that we need to see. Go to MRP3. Okay, and this forward consumption indicator I'm removing completely. Okay, I'm just keeping my backward consumption, and I'm keeping forward and backward both. Okay, and save it. That's a warning. Still save it. Okay, now what I'm supposed to do is, as per my explanation, I need to enter a sales order now. Okay, so we know the sales order is created by VA01, but when we are a PP consultant and we need to do some quick checks, right? I cannot go ahead and create sales order again and again. Then what is the alternative? So we have MD61. Similarly, we have MD81, which is a customer requirement, which behaves like a sales order. Okay, so there we can do multiple changes for our testing. I'm not sure if I have MD81. If I don't have, I can add it. I don't think so I have it. So I can go in App Finder, go to SAP menu and search for MD81. Okay, create customer independent requirements. I can add it to my home. Now search for MD81. I can access from here. I just maybe need to go out and come back in order to search from here, but I can access from my home page. Now, what is my delivery plant? It is 1710. I don't need to enter other things over here. Press enter. I need to give my material, for which I'm trying to create a customer's demand. MTS 40 and order quantity I'm giving 50. Okay. And over here, this is in the current month, current date. Press enter. Automatically, the details will be taken up by the system. Click on save. Customer requirement has been saved. Go back here and click on refresh. Now, what do you notice? That my demand is still 100. Okay, what I have told you, that I will enter my sales order and my PIR will be 50 instead of 100. This is not happening right now. Do you notice that? So why this is not happening? This could be a real issue in the support project, that they will enter some demand for future, but they will create a customer requirement for the current month, and they would expect my demand to go down in the consumption, as well as when I'm delivering this, they will expect that I have delivered to the customer, my demand should go down or should be reduced in the system. Okay, this is definitely a real-time issue. One of my friend also had it, and they called me and asked me. So then we started exploring all of these, that why it's not happening, and then we could find out the root cause, which was consumption indicator. The days were not maintained properly. So I'll go back to my material master and go to MRP3 view. Now I have this forward consumption indicator. Now let me make it 90 days. So it will look forward to 3 months. Let me save it. Now let me refresh. Now do you see this? My independent requirement, which is my demand, has now reduced by 50 because I have entered a customer demand, which is of 50 quantity. This looks like my example over here. Now another thing which I also told you, that this will be only on my MD04 screen, that this is looking as 50, but it has not actually reduced in the backend. If I go back in my display mode, I can still see 100 quantities. I don't see 50 over here. Okay, for the planning purpose, the strategy 40 behaves in such a way that it will show you 50 quantities if you have entered a sales order of 50, and then when you run MRP, ideally it will create you 2 plan orders, okay, to meet your customer demand and to meet your internal demand, which is MD 61. Is this clear? Okay. So let us run MRP on this and see how my system behaves. All right, so if you have understood this, what I'll do is I'll create a real sales order, because we would have to complete the process and show you. So I'll just remove this customer demand in the edit mode, and then I'll create a real sales order. Delete item. Save it. Refresh. Now my demand is back to 100. So I can go to VA01 or go to create sales order. Order type is OR, sales organization is 1710, distribution channel 10, division is 00. Click on continue. Sold to party. So this is something like if I have used a sold to party in GUI, I would get a drop down that this was the previous item that you have used, but in Fiori we do not get that. So this is something they should improve. So 1710, all zeros 3. I can copy this, put it over here. Customer reference test for strategy 40. Okay, press enter. Now I need to give my material code for -MTS 40. Give the order quantity, which is 50. That is something I know which is missing. I can double click over here, go to conditions and maintain PPR00. PPR0. Go up and maintain the amount. So it is 263.36. And click on save. So my order number 4648 is saved. Now it is doing the same thing and I have a real customer order. Next thing is running MRP on this. Sometimes this is slow. It's better that I can arrange my home page so that I am using frequent apps. I can put it over here. That's why actually a home page is available for, but I have not managed it properly. So I can give 1710, my material number FIRT dash MTS 40, all BOM order components, scheduling 1, planning mode 1, execute. So my MRP live is completed. Let me refresh. Now, like I mentioned, I'm expecting 2 planned orders as per my example. So system has created 2 plan orders now. And if you notice one thing, they both are of stock, not a sales order tied up planned orders. So those things we will also see how the planned order is tied up to a customer order in strategy 20 and strategy 50. So if I open this order and go to display, under the assignment, I will have a sales order information tied up to this particular planned order if I'm using MTO scenario, make to order scenario. So right now, though it is considering the sales order, but it is not